Hey guys, this is one of those questions I've been meaning to ask you guys for quite a while, and I think it can be very beneficial to new viewers and possibly some of the current viewers as it is. So the question is college really important? Now of course this is one of those things that's going to vary across industries, but I think it's safe to say, as I may have said before, that most of you guys are in the IT industry and plenty of you guys are programmers, coders. Now, if you haven't came across this question before, then maybe you're already past this point. I think a lot of people are going through it, or at least asking themselves this question. A lot of you guys who've already graduated probably are asking this question. And, some who haven't graduated high school may be asking the question. So really, is college important? This is one of those questions that I think is really important to approach with an open mind. And actually, I have another video on my other channel, A Tidbit of Life. If you want to check that out, I have a list of 3 pros and 3 cons of college. So you can check that out if you want. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about it here in a quick video. So like I said before, this is one of those questions that varies industry to industry. And with us, most of us who are in the IT industry, it's not uncommon to find the person that says it's not necessarily important. And I can't necessarily give you a direct answer. That, like I said, it varies with programming. It's one of those things that you learn by doing, and you don't necessarily have to be lectured to do that. And if you really enjoy programming, and I think that's the thing, for those of you who enjoy programming, you're going to do that on your own. It's going to be a hobby. It's going to be something you're going to have ideas, video games, little apps that you want to make, or perhaps big things that you want to implement. Those sorts of things that you're really going to learn as you go along. And it's also not uncommon to come across those few who take it so lightly and don't understand that fact that you really do have to put time into it in order to learn. And I found a couple of those throughout college. My time in college, there were a couple people who expressed an interest in programming. However, they seem to think that the instructors were supposed to teach them everything. And they get very aggravated when they get projects. And I know one of the common things that I come across, one of the common questions among students was, how am I supposed to do this when the instructor didn't tell me how to do it? And that was one of those very aggravating questions, because with many things, there's not necessarily one direct way to do it. There are plenty of ways to do it. Most of you guys are likely familiar with the sorting algorithms. There isn't one approach to that. There are plenty, and each one has perhaps its benefits and its downfalls. But anyways, to have that mindset that the instructor is supposed to teach you how to do that, or the approach, that's not necessarily the learning mindset. And I think that's one of those things that's kind of common amongst many students, is that they'll get into this thought that the instructor is supposed to teach them everything. They'll get into this thought that college is supposed to teach them everything that they need to know in order to perform their jobs outside of college. And this mindset is real destructive, because plenty of students they'll graduate, and they'll get into this deserving mindset that they deserve a job. And of course we want a job after we graduate, and we should deserve one, but you can't forget the fact that you have to really put in hard work and time on your own to actually learn. And as I said before, that's one of those things that's just necessary with programming. You simply have to spend time outside of that to learn. With any specific field in IT, you really have to put time into it on your own to learn, unless your job is really that good where you're just learning lots on a day-to-day basis from your job alone. You really have to evolve with technology itself. Methods that we may have learned years ago may be a little bit obsolete. Now, it's good to know those things, to have that foundation, which I think college is really good for, is having that base foundation to build on. But don't fall into the mindset of that you should have learned everything that you should learn. With learning, it's as with it's as many things is. If you don't continue to progress, you're gonna degress. If you don't continue to sharpen your skills, you're gonna lose them. And I can admit that when it comes to programming myself, I still have that foundation. I still have a pretty strong foundation. However, I haven't really spent much time just working on those projects that I've been wanting to work on myself. But it's just one of those things. It's going to be a steeper curve just getting back in the rhythm. But if that's really something you want to do, then you really have to put time in it outside of that. So yeah, back to the question: is college really important? I think that for me, I wouldn't go back and change my decision to go. I learned several things, even outside of courses about myself, and several things in general that were beneficial to me, and that I can, I look back on and I can say that they were really beneficial. To some people, they're better. Some people can spend that time learning outside of college, and they have no problem doing that. They have no problem studying on their own, and that's a great thing. Not everyone has that, and for those people who don't necessarily have that, drive to study and learn things on their own, to develop their skills, then maybe college is the route that they actually should go, because sometimes even just the incentive of just to pass the class, to move on, it forces us to actually try to learn. It forces us to learn. But yeah, this is, as I said, it's one of those debatable topics. The answer is going to vary. It varies according to who you really are. And like I said before, it's good to approach this with an open mind, because there are many success stories from people who did not go to college, and there are many successful stories from people who did. And to fall in one mindset of it's not good, or to fall in that mindset that, hey, I should absolutely go, is not necessarily a negative thought process. However, as I said before, it's good to sort of view the benefits from both sides, and to understand why one may be a positive from one person and a negative from another person, and vice versa. So it's good to approach the question with an open mindset. You're definitely going to learn things in college that, as I said before, even just developing those even just the core courses, you can learn things from those that, you probably wouldn't have learned on your own. You learn a little bit of social skills, things that can really benefit you later in your life, and you will realize that later. But as I said before, I really go into more detail about that on my other video on my other channel. Is college worth it? So if you want to check that out, just click in the link on the screen, and it'll take you there, and you can check that video out. I just want to sort of talk to you guys specifically, because I know that you guys are in the IT field, many programmers, so I just really want to get your perspective on that. So if you would, comment on it, and it can really help someone else in the future. So I really want you guys to sort of give your opinion on it. I'd really love to hear your opinion. Anyways, before this video gets out of hand, I hope that you've enjoyed it. Hope that you can, like I said before, give your opinions. You may have learned something from it. Anyways, stick around, guys. Oh yeah, and I also want to try to get the next music list out pretty soon. I say pretty soon a lot of times, and then it'll be months later, but it seems to be that a lot of you guys are enjoying it. It's beneficial to a lot of you guys, so I'm really enjoying the fact that you like it, and I should probably say this on the video, that I do not get paid for those videos or anything. There are lots of ads on them that I have no control over, and honestly, I have no problem with the ads being on there. Just maybe it's distracting for there to be tons of ads on it, but it's copyrighted music. I don't own the music, and the composers can actually earn off of that. YouTube actually earns off of that, and it helps things to continue to go. So I have really no problem with ads. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.